The average human being, you, have 700,000 hours. That's all you have as to life, physically being present. 700,000 hours, that's all you have. You and I know you're burning them and giving them away. They're priceless. You never get that 700,000 back. So you want to invest them. You want to really be mindful, be very intentional, saying, man, I only have X amount of time. Life has blessed me. Here's 700,000 hours, Bobby. Utilize it, maximize it, leverage it. Do you understand how important, how priceless time is? You never get your minute back. Your non-refundable minutes will never ever be refunded back to you. You know, I'm financially free, and I keep telling anybody who cares to listen, it was because I was very mindful and very intentional how I invest my time. And to give you a little example, whatever you make right now, whether that's $100,000 a year, $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year, regardless, simply multiply that back into it, reverse engineer it. How much are you making per hour? Now take that and now go to your phone, go to your screen time on your computer. How much time do you spend that you think you're investing on social media, surfing the internet and everyone else's business and all this wasted stuff, all the text messaging back and forth to you and your buddy, you and your girlfriend, all these jokes, all this political jokes, all this stuff, whatever it is. You just gave money with no return on that money. See, time, for me, I want a return on that investment. Because I invest my time. I simply don't give them away. Think about it. For a moment, take a good mindful thought. How much are you giving your money away every single day and week? You're watching this video right now. Don't quit on me. Hang in there for 30 seconds. You hear fear, your uncomfort zone, face it, confront it. Do not walk away from it. Well, that's absolutely true. I became financially free because I faced my fears. See, what happened with me, there was one time I had a job. I worked for companies. I worked for people. But I had to continue to migrate and upgrade. I had to have the courage to resign from this job to take a better paying job with better opportunities, with more upside. See, a lot of you are in fear. Yes, you know you're worth more. Yes, you know you can get paid more. Why aren't you doing it? It's because you're so comfortable with the routine that you have convinced yourself, because of that routine, of something called fear. I'm scared. But what if it doesn't work out? Lean into it, guys. It's the only way you're going to pivot and scale in life, to create confidence so you can have better self-worth. It'll change your life as it did for me. Accepting God in my life, now it has to be about 1.5 years, maybe even under 2 years. And of course, accept Him in my own style, my own way, you know, because and I'm still going through this journey. I was always denying Him and didn't realize He was putting all this in front of me, man. The only thing I was doing is saying, thank you, God. I love you, God. Wow, thank you. All these things, I was going down my path and it was leaving all these nuggets, and all I had to do, which I did without knowing, pick up the nugget. Okay, arrow, go that way. I just executed on what He put in front of me. And a lot of us right now, you could be struggling. You could be trying to figure it out, but He has it all in front of you. Right now, I'm in front of you. There's so many messages around you. There's so many arrows. There's so many navigation He's given you. That's how I am looking at how my life, it's amazing. I just executed on what He put in front of me. Everybody, man, no matter where you're at, religion, race, color, whatever your deal is, these messages are all in front of us. It's all in front of us. All you have to do is this. Instead of living life like this, try to open it and see what's in front of you. There's so many things. When I did that, I started saying, man, let me stop doing this. Let me start doing this. Wow, let me start being mindful of my time. And then really quick, you start feeling good about yourself. You're proud of yourself. You start seeing small little movements called small wins. It keeps you going. The reason that you're not going is that you're not seeing the small wins because you're trying to do it too big. You're trying to hack the system, skip the process. No, whatever stage you're at, you could be 57 years old as I am, and you're struggling. You're frustrated with yourself. I know what that feels like. The reason you're feeling that way, you're living life like this. You're just not seeing all these possibilities. Because when you're 57, 60, 40, this lens starts closing up, and that becomes dangerous. That's called depression. Very powerful, guys. There is a solution to your struggle right now. There's absolutely a solution. Widen those lenses and you'll start seeing the solutions. And all you have to do is execute on it. You know exactly what you should be doing. The only reason you can't answer that question right now, you're living life like this. Just open it a little bit. In order to open it a little bit, there's just some things you have to do. Disconnect from some people. They're a distraction right now. When you get some space and you become serious about your life because your non-refundable minutes, you never get them back. If this guy, Bobby Castro, 9th grade dropout, come from nothing, sold a company from getting there from $1,700, $1,700, selling it for $1 billion. And along the way, before he sold it, created a real estate portfolio with all his pennies to his dollars, kept reinvesting in these rental properties that sits $750 million today, very, very low leverage, over $500,000 a month in distributions. That's just one of many different buckets. You can do it. You have the internet. You have technology. I didn't have this. And by the way, I didn't raise no money. I didn't have anybody. I didn't even know how to do that. There's so many possibilities now online. How do you do technology? How do you do social media? Are you a user just scrolling through everyone's life, laughing or maybe negatively comment about this? Think about it. That could be you. And it's okay. It's okay you admit that, saying, man, that's what I do on social media. There's sometimes I say, I gotta get rid of this. And you throw it down, but 20 minutes later, you're picking it up. And you're through everyone else's life except activating your life. You're losing. I know you don't wanna do that, but it becomes a habit. It's an addiction, very powerful. Procrastination's an addiction, excuses, alcohol, drugs, gambling, lying, whatever it is, it becomes an addiction and it takes root in us and it can do a lot of damage. It can keep you stuck, man.